Rachel. So today I am filming a two-part tutorial, and this is a hair, makeup and fashional style tutorial, and it is for the Vampire Diaries, specifically the characters Elena Gilbert and Catherine Pierce, because I don't know, I love them so much and I think they have such great style, and I really love that show and I wanted to do a tutorial on them. I've watched so many online and this is just sort of my sort of inspired look, but I really love this show and I just wanted to do something with the show. I talk about it a lot in my vlog videos. If you subscribe to that channel, you may have seen me sort of rambling on about who I think should pick and what's going on in the show and how dramatic it is, and it's actually on hiatus at the moment, which is kind of sad. I'm really looking forward to season 3 starting, which is still a little way off, which is kind of, I don't know, it made me sad, which is kind of why I wanted to do this. This is like my little sort of Vampire Diaries sort of hit while unfortunately the show is not on, although I think Go maybe starting to show. Go is a channel 99 in Australia, maybe starting to have repeats of the first season, which is always fun. I actually have it on DVD anyway, so I don't know why I'd watch it on TV, but I probably will because that's how much I love the show. So if you haven't seen the show, it's about a girl who falls in love with a vampire, and then his vampire brother comes to town, and there's sort of, she's friends with a witch and all these other really sort of, it's sort of half realistic, half sort of supernatural. And if you love sort of any of those kind of like Twilight or even True Blood, which is another sort of show, more adult version I guess of this show, I'm sure you would love the Vampire Diaries. So this is me. This is my sort of finished or almost finished look for Elena Gilbert. She is probably my favourite character in the Vampire Diaries. I sort of love all of them for like sort of different things. I love Caroline and I love Bonnie for sort of different reasons. I love Bonnie a lot more now that she's a vampire. I kind of found her annoying back when she wasn't, but now I think she's really fun, and I love that she's sort of, I love sort of her with Tyler. I liked her with Matt and I think that worked, but now that there's sort of the whole sort of Tyler as a werewolf sort of twist, I think that's sort of really fun, and I can't wait to see hopefully how that plays out in the rest of the episodes. But Elena is probably my favourite. I think she's probably a lot of people's favourites, mainly because she is the main character and she has such a hard life, having two of the hottest guys on TV at the moment, both wanting her, which is just so hard. So I don't know, I guess it is kind of hard because I just don't know how you'd pick between Damon and Stefan. I just think that they both have such great qualities, and I don't know if you have a favourite. Are you a Stefan fan? Are you a Damon fan? Team Damon, Team Stefan? It's very sort of Team Edward, Team Jacob, but for TV. So I like them both. I think if I had to choose, I'd probably choose Stefan, because in the end he still has that kind of slightly sort of bad boy edge, but he's like still a great guy and he makes like the perfect boyfriend. I don't know if there's a better boyfriend out there, at least in TV land, but then at the same time Damon is just so funny. I love his sort of sense of humour, that sort of sarcastic, self-depreciating sense of humour that makes him so irresistible to pretty much everyone. And I know that there are a lot of people out there that want sort of Elena to choose Damon, and I like Damon, but I think it might sort of ruin the show in a way if she was to choose Damon over Stefan. So we'll have to see how that goes. Let me know what you think, and I hope you enjoy this tutorial, and definitely stay tuned for part 2 because I will be doing a Catherine Pierce inspired look as well, so you can sort of decide, are you an Elena or are you a Catherine? You can sort of work it out. I don't know who I am. So I'm going to stop talking now. Let's jump into the tutorial. Okay, so we're going to start off priming our eyes. I'm using Urban Decay's Primer Potion. And once that's all rubbed in, I'm going to take a flat shader brush. This is Max 239. And I'm going to be using Revlon's Not Just Nudes Cream Eyeshadow Palette, which looks like this. And I'm taking the second shade from the end, the sort of lighter brown shade. And I'm just going to get a little bit of that on my brush. We don't want to take too much because we want to keep this sort of as natural as possible. Elena's look is all very natural, sort of, it almost looks like she's not wearing any makeup at all. So just a little bit of this colour, and we're just going to sweep it across the lid. And I really like the sort of the cream shadows because they have a slight sort of shimmer and sheen to them, but they still look quite natural. So tap that all in. Next we're going to take sort of a soft dome brush. I'm using MAC's 222, but any sort of round, fluffy kind of dome brush, crease brush will be totally fine. And I'm going to take the next colour along, the sort of mid-tone light brown colour. I'm just going to dab that on to my brush, and I'm going to place this in the crease. Just doing windshield wiper motions back and forth. This is sort of just to add a little bit of dimension to the eyelid. Next I'm going to take another brush that looks a little bit like this, and the lightest shade, which is on the very end here. And I'm just going to use this as our highlight colour, so put some just above the brow. And I'm also going to put a little bit of this in the inner corner, just to sort of open the eyes up a bit. And we still want to keep it sort of as natural as possible. Next I'm going to take a pencil brush. This is MAC's 219. And I'm going to take a tiny little bit of that colour right on the very end there. And when I say tiny, I mean like super tiny. And we're going to place this on the outer corner just to give it a little bit of definition, and pull that down underneath the lash line. Elena doesn't tend to wear that much eyeliner, but we just want a little bit just to give that bit of definition. And then blend it out. And pull it up into the crease slightly, but don't add any extra. Just sort of use what you have. Keep on blending it. Okay, and as for our final step for the eyeshadow, this is kind of optional, but I'm going to take MAC's Soft Brown, which is just a really nice sort of almost skin colours light brown colour, and a fluffy dome brush. This is MAC's 224. I'm just going to put a little bit of that on my brush and then just use that to blend everything out. So again, just using nice soft windshield wiper motions to blend that out. And that's pretty much it for the eyeshadow. Next step is obviously the lashes. Now, Nina Dobrev has fantastic lashes. Pretty much the entire cast has really, really nice, big, full lashes, but they look really, really natural. So we are going to first tightline under our eyelashes. I'm using Revlon's Luminous Colour pencil, just in the colour Black Velvet. I'm going to tightline underneath our eyes, so just push slightly to lift the eyes, and this will give us the illusion of very full, thick, dark lashes without taking away from that sort of natural look. Next we're going to curl our lashes. I'm going to use Maybelline's Full and Soft mascara, because this is a mascara that gives you sort of really nice full lashes, but they still remain quite soft and natural looking. Okay, now instead of eyeliner, because we want to keep this look as natural as possible, I'm going to take sort of a dark brown shade and a matte black shade and mix them together a little bit. So I'm going to use this is Too Faced, the Naked Eye palette, and the colour Stiletto, which is just a matte black, and some of MAC's Sable, which is just a brown. I'm just going to mix a little bit of those two colours together on a sort of flat skinny brush. This is MAC's 212, so it just looks like this. I'm just going to place it slightly along the lash line. Just to make it dark. And this will help to add the illusion of those really sort of long, thick, luxurious lashes that the entire cast seem to have. Now this last step is optional, but I have chosen to put in some sort of natural looking false eyelashes. Now I'm not 100% sure what brand these are, but sorry, I did lose the box, but they're just kind of fairly natural kind of sparse lashes that just give you a little bit more volume. So I'm going to go apply these and then we'll finish off with the rest of the face. Okay, so for the rest of the face we still want to keep with that sort of really natural, really sort of nice clean look. Dobrev has sort of fantastic skin, so we're just going to use a little bit of bronzer. I'm using NARS Laguna on just a soft fluffy brush. We're just going to put it sort of around the temples, down sort of into the hollows of our cheeks, and then down along our jaw. And then of course bring it down onto the neck, just so you keep everything looking nice and clean and blended. You can suck in your cheeks obviously to find the hollows if you can't find them sort of naturally. It's kind of just anywhere that a shadow would fall on your skin. Once we've done that, I'm going to use a little bit of blush on a fluffy angled brush. This is MAC 168. And I'm going to take NYX's Rouge Cream Blush in the colour Natural. And just dab a little bit of that on. And just smile and put this on the apples of our cheeks. Like I said, we want to keep it really, really natural. Nothing too harsh. That's why the cream sort of blush is really good, because it'll just kind of blend into your skin. Elena doesn't tend to wear sort of a lot of really dark lipstick or anything on her lips, so I am going to take Maybelline's... Elena doesn't tend to wear that much colour on her lips, so I'm going to take Maybelline's lip liner pencil in the colour Nude. And I'm just going to use this to outline my lips and then fill the rest of them in. And this is a really great colour, it's actually my favourite, because it's just like your lip colour, only better. So once that's filled in, I'm just going to take some lip balm. This is Maybelline's Baby Lips in the flavour or colour flavour Smoothing Cherry. And I'm just going to put that on my lips. And there you have it, a nice sort of natural Elena or Nina Dobrev look from the Vampire Diaries. So let's move on to hair. So the next phase of our Elena Gilbert transformation is of course the hair. Now she is known for her sort of super straight, super sort of shiny, luxurious hair. Now I was kind of looking back at some of the sort of older footage and trying to sort of work out, her part used to be sort of on the side and it slowly sort of moved into sort of close to centre or just off centre. So first things first is we're going to part our hair. So just brush it back. And we're sort of going to go for a centre part, but I know not everyone can sort of rock the centre part. I know personally that I don't think I definitely suit a sort of a dead centre part, but one sort of trick around that is to have a part that's slightly off centre, so it's still close to centre but slightly off centre, just to give it a sort of slightly asymmetrical look, which can sort of suit certain people's faces a lot better. If you can rock a sort of dead centre part, then that's totally great. Just part it sort of in whatever way that you think sort of looks best and suits you best. So I'm going to just part mine, I think slightly off centre, just sort of let your hair fall and just see where it... So once it's parted, just give it a little comb through or a bit of a brush. Now my hair is kind of straight already because I did have it straightened, but if your hair isn't, and my hair's not naturally this straight, trust me, you can give it a straighten, and I'm going to give mine a quick little once over. I'm using my GHD hair straightener, but any hair straightener that you have will work fine. Just remember to use a little bit of heat protectant. Now you can sort of separate it up into sections using a clip, but since mine's sort of fairly straight already, I am going to just sort of go over the top. And I'm using the comb to sort of separate the sections out just so I don't burn my hands. I find that that's sort of easier for me personally, but you don't really necessarily have to do that. However you usually straighten your hair will work fine. So try and get all the way to the bottom. Now one thing I would say is hers looks quite natural, so You don't need to go dead straight at the ends. I would suggest sort of curling them in slightly just to give it a more natural look as opposed to sort of super thick straight. So just when you're going to do that, you just sort of hold it out and sort of curl it at the end or under slightly. Sorry, my hair's really long and I'm trying to show it in camera, but it's just not working that well. Let me zoom back, scooch back a little bit for you and see if that helps. So just go over it. The cool thing about straightening your hair too is that usually, because it's smoothing out all the cuticles and stuff, it can give you quite a nice little bit of shine. And if you want to add a little bit of shine, I would recommend putting in a little bit of something like Moroccan oil into your hair, maybe just before, just after you've straightened it, and that can sort of give you quite a nice shine, so we can sort of emulate Nina Dobrev's sort of really, really gorgeous hair. So once you've gone through and hoping to try and get the backs as well, just sort of brush it out with your fingers a little bit and bring it forward. Now you can sort of stop there and leave it like this and you've got sort of Nina Dobrev, or at least Elena Gilbert hair. If you want to give yourself a little bit of volume, just to sort of add a little bit extra to the hair, you can sort of tease the underneath bits like this and just sort of back comb little bits underneath. And then sort of pull the hair back over just to give you sort of a little bit of volume, because I know that you can lose quite a bit of volume when, at least I know for me personally, I lose quite a bit of volume when I do my hair this way. But not everyone likes to sort of tease their hair because it is bad, but if you're just doing it for a few or for a special occasion, then it's probably not too bad. And just brush it over, run your fingers through it one more time. But that's basically it. Really simple, really easy hair, and now you look like Elena Gilbert. So let's move on to the clothes. Okay, so the last part of our little Elena Gilbert transformation is of course the clothes. So we've got the hair and the makeup, and now we need to get the fashion. So first things first is of course her leather jacket. Her style is quite simple. She wears fairly casual clothes for most of the time, especially when she's at school and things like that. But she's wearing a leather jacket quite a bit, and this is the Jade leather jacket from the brand KRMA, which is actually the one, obviously not her one specifically, but the one that she wears in the show, and she has it in a cream colour and also I think a brown, but I just got the black version. Now this can be quite expensive because it is real leather, but they do go on sale every now and then. If you follow Nicholas Bowles, and I'll put his Twitter feed in the bottom bar below, he sometimes announces when there's sales, which is when I got mine. So you could also wear just any other kind of leather jacket. There's faux leather jackets are sort of really in style at the moment. You can find them anywhere in Australia. You can get them sort of from Tempt or places like Valley Girl. They have sort of really nice sort of fake leather jackets that are quite cheap and a great way to sort of get this style without having to sort of blow the budget. Underneath, she generally wears just sort of tight like tank tops or fitted shirts and sort of just general kind of plain colours, sometimes white, sometimes sort of darker colours, sometimes red. Her jewellery is fairly simple. She's usually wearing her little vervain necklace. Obviously I don't have one of those, so I've just got like a simple silver locket. But like I said, just keep the jewellery simple and you'll be able to recreate this look. As for the bottom half, she generally just wears some sort of dark wash jeans. These are just some dark wash jeans that I have from Forever New, and just some casual kind of tennis shoes, or these are just some Converses which she does kind of wear. So there you have it. That is my completed Elena Gilbert inspired makeup, hair and fashion. I hope you enjoyed this video. So please stay tuned for part 2, where I sort of transform this look into the Catherine Pierce look, which is actually, I think, almost kind of more fun and interesting in a way, because you get to do sort of a darker eye and get to play with her hair, make it sort of curly, and wear some sort of darker fashions. They do kind of share some similarities, but there are definite differences. references, which is really great and really fun to sort of try out. So like I said, I hope you really enjoyed this. Let me know what your favourite character is from the Vampire Diaries, and if you have tried sort of this look before, or you have a video sort of talking about the Vampire Diaries, please leave me a comment and send me a link, because I love sort of talking about the Vampire Diaries. I'll talk to you guys very, very soon. Bye!